boat to go down and ran over a few people. Of course, back then, children were also made out of wood.
Hello there. I'm here with Sam and Ian.
Oh, I'm doing good.
I'm doing great.
Good. And we're going to go through this door to what I assume is Steamboat Willie place.
Ah, the Timeless River.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Ah.
Hey, look! There's the corner
This was one of the
store
ones
light.
I was looking forward to when Kingdom Hearts 2 first came out.
What's going on? Everything's black and white.
Because I really loved the old Disney black and white cartoons.
Deja vu?
Really?
And I just love that they
Have you
got
been here
Donald and
before?
Goofy in their
Oh yeah, I mean, look at
character
Donald.
models.
Bad guy
Yeah.
around here?
And there's Pete.
Classic Pete.
Why,
Yeah. Voiced by Jim
I don't have time
Cummings.
to waste on folks like you, so I guess I'll go easy on ya.
Well, there's our villain.
Voice of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger.
Yep.
Also the voice of Robotnik in Satam.
What, you mean that guy is the guy who voices the "Oh, that's good. Really get the cockles in my heart."
Yep, him.
Oh god.
Oh, yeah, Jack's asking if he can join. That okay with you guys?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Oh, who does he play?
Prince Eric.
Oh. I kind of miss him when he was a French coyote. Speaking of, when I was going to the hospital with Liz, I did see a hotel called Antoine's, and next to
Good
it was
evening,
a
gentlemen.
Hello.
Good
Good
evening.
evening. And next to it was a restaurant called Coyote, and I was like, shit, Antoine is close.
Did he say
No,
he was
just
a
need-
genius?
No.
Oh.
Oh, by the way,
No.
I've maxed out the Valor form.
Ah, stupendous.
You were already
Which-
in this world. It's funny, when you were already in this world when I turned the broadcast on, so as far as I was concerned, there might have been something wrong with my picture quality.
More
Yeah.
than one.
They've even dialed back the audio quality to more in keeping with the time.
Just be thankful
That's
this isn't a classic Looney Tunes thing, and
Not so
Porky
bad.
Pig isn't in blackface.
This is
Oh,
what I
good
liked
lord.
about that mission. The fact that it was so in keeping.
Yeah.
One thing which annoyed me a bit was the fact that I saw a game movie of this on YouTube, and the guy cut out most of this.
Look at it. Oh, the classic steam coming from his head.
Yeah.
This is a
And look
great
at him
part of
fly,
the
look
game.
at him fly in those cartoonish ways.
Oh, look at the way he swings his arms. Put him up, put him up. He looks like a cowardly lion. And he runs
got
around
courage.
and he runs around like a cowardly lion.
With me anyway.
I got courage.
Who
Oh.
are you?
And he
I
should,
find
and
it
he should,
slightly...
Here.
Cut the act.
Sorry,
No,
Jack.
go on.
Go on.
Go
I
on.
was going to say to Sam, I find it slightly funny that in this, the Valor form is red and the Mystic
You know,
form is blue.
something doesn't seem quite right here. Are you
Oh.
sure you're Pete? Well, of course.
And what about the
I'm Pete.
instinct
I'm the
form?
captain of the
Sit here,
steamboat.
Leo.
So
There is a
stop
yellow
bothering
one, but I
me.
don't know if it's called that.
So hit the road.
Yeah, I got to be honest. After this
I
boss
gotta
fight,
go
I felt
find
actually a bit
Rock
bad
what
because
stole my boat.
he's not a villain yet. So
No, he's not
Kirsty-
bad. Well, to be fair, there's two
I'm starting to
Pete's.
think the same thing.
Yeah, I know there's two
He hasn't
Pete's. I
even
know
called any
I know this
Heartless.
game. This was my favourite mission.
3
Yeah, I
if you
felt-
count Dream Drop
Sorry we
Distance.
attacked you like that, Captain.
Oh,
Didn't I feel bad after I hit him?
Sorry, did go
don't
find
do
my
the dream drop
steamboat.
distance thing. We'd rather not
Yes,
think of
sir.
that yet.
Oh, my hickey back.
Or at all.
We clouded it.
You know, this Pete, I think you could probably actually stand to give a hug, you know.
Yeah. I think we just clouded the situation.
I think you can hug Pete from Goof Troop as well.
Just don't hug his daughter Pistol.
Yeah, you might get rabies.
Yeah.
Live action cow. Oh,
Live action cow has rabbis.
it's pronounced rabies.
Though both are contagious.
Drawn together.
I still love the fact that in order to get rid of her, to stop her from stopping a gay wedding, all they had to do was say, "Look, there's a Jew poisoning a well." What in the name of predictable character development is this? Get away from that well, Hebrew! I'm just putting in water purification tablets. They distracted me.
What's going on?
And also
Black and
the
white.
talking Christ. But it has the wrong voice box in.
Yeah.
Help me talking Christ. I love you.
Really? Have you
I
been
think they put the
Heartless?
wrong voice acting in. And then it shows that little girl with the doll and she pulls the thing and goes, "Stop your whoring and sodomizing, sinners! I will cleanse you with my blood!" Oh!
Some of the Heartless in this I found a bit irritating, it has to be said.
The car was definitely annoying.
Yeah, I remember the car.
Oh yeah, or
But
about
they're
when they
fun.
think that Greek family are a college fraternity. They just start actually. I think the weirder part is when they end the pranking by dressing up as the KKK and burning a cross on their lawn.
They all looked terribly inappropriate for this land. I mean, those car people, they reminded me of that one Looney Tunes cartoon where about these cars that are alive. And there was that taxi. But yeah, it was horrifically annoying.
Yeah. I may be a bit over-leveled, but
That's
that'll just
fine.
make
There's
the
no
thing
such
go
Ollie,
slower.
there's no such thing as over-leveled.
What
I
is
know.
it?
It's Clara Clark.
I became over-leveled when I was playing Knights of the Old Republic, and I don't regret any second of it. I don't even regret using the insta-kill blaster.
Kind of different somehow.
Heartless. I knew it.
The
You
hammer
really saved
people,
the day.
they weren't as annoying.
I'm more than
Now,
just a hammer.
Heartless.
Hammer Morty.
It's hammer time, Ollie.
Can't touch this. Hammer time.
Oh. I don't know
Alright,
the full
stop.
song. I only really know it from Kung Pao, actually.
Just like the bad guy from Lethal Weapon 2. I got diplomatic immunity, so Hammer, you can't sue me.
I don't know why they're smashing the wood. Wouldn't it be easier just trick Saw into cutting the ropes?
Yeah.
How do
The
you like that?
organization, the intelligence of the creature known as the crowd is the square root of the number of beings in it.
No, I remember the first time I
You
went to
absolute
Alcon, I actually
idiot.
saw a cosplayer
You
of
managed to
Roxas.
fail at everything. And what's more, you foolishly
I must
thought you
admit,
could
I have
take
to
my
make a
place
confession.
while I was
At first I
away.
thought he was Sora.
Well, as of now, you're
Huh.
finished.
At
Mark
first.
my words, there'll be no
I
place
see.
for
Look
you
at
when
his
our
picture as
time
well.
comes.
I don't see why this bit has to be monochrome. I mean, it all seems to give the
but
impression that Pete's a bit colourblind.
Well,
Do you think he's colourblind?
Probably.
No.
Oh, because it's a funny conversation tonight, Sam, tell them about your dream.
Okay, fine. So, I know Liz is going to be like, oh god, you've told that story already, but if it's for the sake of the stream. So, lately I've had this dream that Scott Steiner has been abusing Ollie. Basically, he makes us. He's somehow aware of Ollie's existence.
The town shrunk.
You know, in his house and everything, where he lives, everything, and he's made it his mission. Now that he's in his 50s or so, I think, that he's basically going to break into Ollie's house and shit in his toilet. And while this would never be a big enough issue at all, and shouldn't be a big thing, he's making this a worldwide television thing. And whenever the news turn up and bother Ollie when he's at uni, he's like, I don't care. But then, as soon as Scott Steiner turns up at his house and he's treating it like Ollie's going to refuse to let him, he's like, no, seriously, you can come in and use it. But then Ollie's family are like, no, you're not getting this. Stop encouraging him, denying him is just going to make him worse. I'm calling the police. Don't call the police! Then Scott Steiner starts belly suplexing all the police around, until there's literally a mountain of corpses, to which Scott Steiner then, as per ritual, has to do push-ups next to the body. While screaming about how he's the biggest, baddest son of a bitch on the planet, and how nothing is going to stop him from shitting in your house, not you, not your family, not even the goddamn fucking law. This even culminates in Ollie going to bed, waking up, and then Steiner's standing at the bottom of his bed, wearing the chainmail and the thing, just to inform him, come this time next week, I'm a shit in your house. And it's like, if shitting in my house is so important to you, why didn't you just do it while I was asleep? No one would have known. Everybody has to see you do it. Now get a camera on me right now.
Oh, for crying out loud.
No one is going to film you taking a shit.
Look,
I don't know. It's an improvement from the one where Scott Steiner had an obsession with breaking into houses and pissing in people's beds while they were still in them.
What I wouldn't give
The only dreams I've been having lately are is my idea of a comic book story where Alex Mercer breaks the fourth wall and starts messing about in other comic books. He defeats Galactus by sending him to Birth Island to fight a load of kaijus. I for one would wonder who would win in a fight between Galactus and Space Godzilla, because they both use cosmic powers.
I think that's fine.
I'd say Galactus at this point, depending on how hungry he is.
But
Well, if he's
Space
separated
Godzilla...
If he's separated from his elemental converter, he won't be able to eat the planet, so I don't think that would make much difference.
Well, considering he's fought cosmic beings before, and let's face it, he's beaten a lot of them up. Potentially, Galactus's power... I mean, let's face it, it's not as if he hasn't defeated cosmic beings himself. I mean, let's face it, he's beaten the Sphinx, the Silver Surfer, he's fought the Devil.
Come on, he needs our help.
Hell, he even took and almost beat Darkseid. The only reason his fight in the crossover against Darkseid didn't end in a conclusive, victory or defeat was because he realised that he couldn't actually devour the power of the planet Apocalypse. I mean, he did pretty much defeat Darkseid pretty damn, easily.
I theorise that what would probably put Galactus in a bad way is if he tries to consume Space Godzilla's cosmic power and then finds himself absorbing Hedorah instead, because that would poison him.
Bugger off, car.
Careful, Ollie, you might wind up as roadkill.
Or he could end up against Squirrel Girl.
Oh, Squirrel Girl would whoop Space Godzilla's ass.
Someone at some point is going to have to explain
but I'm sure somehow she would manage it.
Well, that's literally Squirrel Girl's entire thing, is that she just can beat anybody.
How would she defeat a kaiju, though? I mean, any kaiju.
By the power of Sally Acorn.
I find it a bit dubious. I mean, Destroyer's micro-oxygen ray is, so I've read, is something that can apparently heal. Did you just die?
No, the building...
The mayhem grew too high.
The building pushed out on me.
Buildings are always doing that.
Like,
You can't trust buildings.
you fool!
My brother used to do that, take an impact from a video game and say, "Ah, you fool."
It's over.
Nowadays he says scumbag.
I was trying to do a General Grievous impression.
Army of Heartless or not, you must realise you are doomed.
Well, that takes
I think
care
that
of
was probably the second time I heard the word doom. I think, honestly, I think my favourite time I've heard the word was on Power Rangers Lost Galaxy when I was younger, and the Magna Defender decides to ignore the fact that the monster's got a hostage and just continues to march sword forward, going,
It was the
"Prepare
strangest
to
thing.
meet your
Stop
doom."
gawking.
We've got to revive
Thinking of a way we
Zordon.
can use it to our advantage.
Okay.
Did you know Power Rangers is on
Perhaps I could give
Netflix
you
now?
one more chance
It's
to
been on
redeem
Netflix
yourself.
for about a year.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You can
I
count on
mean
me.
the latest film, I know
So
what you
what do
mean.
I do?
I haven't seen
No,
the movie.
I've seen.
rel-
I've seen.
What
The
have we
movie is
here?
not great.
Well, if it isn't the cornerstone
Now,
of
which
life,
movie are you referring to, Sam? There have been 3 in
now
total,
we
I
can
believe.
take the castle from
All
those
3 of them are
fools,
kind
but
of
we'll have
bad
to
in their own
proceed
way,
with
to be
utmost
honest. The
of
new one
care.
isn't that great. The Turbo one is a waste of everybody's time and money.
Yes, it is.
And the original has a few things going for it, but
It's so
you know,
good that it's bad.
Ivan Ooze makes that movie.
Yes.
Too
I don't know.
kind, allow me to introduce myself. I am
It's-
galactically feared, globally reviled, universally despised. They call me Ivan Ooh.
But I just love all the crazy shit he does. I don't know why, it's just funny for him to sell a
And then
product
he-
and its selling point is throwing it in people's faces. Take it home in
Take 'em-
boxes, take it home in
take 'em
crates, and
off
if your
in
parents
cases.
don't take it off, yeah, throw it in their faces.
You want to take,
And then he
take
ma-
another whack at it? Why don't you make another quack at it?
Oh, that, and of course, his reasons for wanting to, you know, when he goes, oh, the things I've missed, the Spanish Inquisition, the Black Plague, the Brady Bunch reunion.
And, you don't know who you're dealing with, Mr. Raisinhead. Really? Yeah, with Power Rangers. Whoa, where's my autograph book?
And then Ivan Ooze made a comeback in X-Men Apocalypse.
Come on, he needs our help.
Oh, yes, he did.
Oh, Zod got a bunch of kids to do his dirty work. Meet my
Oh my god.
kids.
That was Poe Dameron.
I did quite like some of the quips the Rangers made. I think my favourite one was by Billy when he punches that one ooze guy and he says, "You ooze, you lose."
Part of sacrament, see? 10 minutes out of the egg and already listening to one of your lectures. You tossed me into that stuffy little hyperjunk locked chamber and threw me out like yesterday's trash. Do you know what it's like to be locked up in a rotten egg for 6,000 years? It's boring!
Oh yeah, and the fact that he put Zed and Rita in it in a snow globe. Also, try and explain what the original Power Rangers was based off of,
Listen
the
well.
Japanese
On the
Jew
other
Ranger,
side of this portal,
and
they're
actually
about
explain the
begin
plot to people and
construction
watch
on
how
that
quickly they're like,
wretched castle.
no.
But until then,
That their version of Rita
treasured
sacrificed
cornerstone
children
of
to
light
Satan.
lies unguarded, with all of its power
That's true.
still contained.
Not as creepy as the Witches
The
comic book.
cornerstone of light.
Yes.
Well, I just mean within the Power Rangers canon. Just the whole original Rita, which was called Bandora the Witch, was just had this obsession with killing children.
You know what must be done.
Yes, I think
And
I'd
then, of
actually
course, she
go
lost all of her powers
Time
when
to
she cried,
prove your
because her
worth.
son got killed
And
in
don't
front of her,
dare
so
to
suddenly
fail
she
me
started crying,
again.
so she lost all of her powers, and then the Megazord, or I can't actually pronounce its actual name, grabbed hold of her, put her and everyone back into that space dumpster and tossed them into space, and then Goldar and Scorpina had a baby.
Okay, ew, and I think there was a...
You're saying Goldar can't have kids?
Yes.
But first,
With Scorpina.
get my old boat
Yes.
back.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, in the Japanese version, Scorpina got her ass kicked a hell of a lot more than in the English version.
I mean, I think that would be a cross between a scorpion and a flying monkey.
Well,
That would
again,
technically be a tribrid, because
Well, one of my
Goldar is
major-
a hybrid in and of itself.
well, one of the issues I had with the English version was that Scorpina never fucking lost, really.
Now that castle's as good as ours.
In the Japanese version, the Green Ranger went off on a fucking rampage and kicked her and Goldar's ass.
The cornerstone's
Just
gone.
because he was having a bad day because he'd found out he was going to die.
Build a castle with darkness. We gotta hurry.
So he's like, fuck it, I'm killing everything.
I think there was a secret episode where Zordon was green as well.
Ball Fry. I finally found the
You know, in the comic books, in canon, official canon, Batman abandoned the Justice League to join the Power Rangers. I'm not even fucking kidding. There was an actual comic book where on the cover it shows Batman going, to hell with you, Justice League, I'm joining these guys now.
I think that was
And they did
actually
a DC Power Rangers crossover, and for some reason Stan Lee was in Zordon's tube. I don't know. I don't know why.
Well, I can't think of anyone better, to be honest.
Excelsior! All he can probably think of the racist one.
I mean, Zordon's idea for Champions of the Universe is teenagers. At least when Stan Lee was doing You Want to Be that superhero game show a few years ago, he recruited adults.
couldn't follow me if you wanted to.
Excelsior!
Later, loser.
Stop that boat!
My bike? I took my bike! Thanks for saving your brigadier, true believers. Excelsior!
You know he appears in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, and it's
Yes.
obviously him, and Deadpool recognises who he is, but no one else seems to.
In his profile, we've got Nick Fury's notes, and he says, well, I know I've seen this guy before.
Yeah, I got all the
How
characters
do I
out.
find myself in these crazy situations?
Remember the Stan Lee Hulk?
Yeah.
He
I've
can't
yet to
be the
unlock him.
Hulk. I'm the Hulk.
No, I'm the Hulk.
These, you couldn't even turn into Bill Bixby.
Yes, I'm sure. I simply wish you had the power to leave my store. You almost said it there.
Stan Lee came back. Stan Lee
never lived.
Yeah.
I still love the one where Mr. Burnside hunting people.
You're going to make me run? Shoot me now. Well, that broke the accident.
What makes you think you can get away with something like this?
Well, you're my lawyer.
You tell me. Well, you have got zoning permits. You do believe you have previously claimed killing people as part of your religion. I'm sure I can cook something up. Here you go. This will hold up in almost any court. Thank you.
Hey, Helma, come up here.
We'll come back for it later.
Oh, you fat
For
ass!
the doorway.
I like how Wiggum became the police chief just because he happened to be able to give good massages with the butt of his gun.
Yeah, I prefer the story of when Homer became police chief and gives the badge to the first guy he sees, and Chief Wiggum says, "This is how I got it the first time."
Wow.
I mean, there are a lot of inconsistencies. I think my favourite inconsistency is the one where Marge tells Homer she's pregnant. We get first time round, it's Lisa's first word. She says, "There's going to be twice as much love in this house as there already is. We're going to start doing it in the morning." No, we're gonna have another baby. Marge, that's wonderful. And then there was that other episode where they talk about Maggie's birth, and he says, "New job." Marge is pregnant. No, you're pregnant. You're pregnant again. And that's why he lost his hair. Too much stress of finding out Marge got pregnant.
I also love the wrestling meme they've got with the Simpsons, where it just shows Milhouse but with the head of Roman Reigns going, "Go ahead with you."
Milhouse. Everything truly unfortunate always seems to happen to him. I remember when Jimbo Dolphin said,
Let me guess, you're going to release the house. Oh, don't be so ridiculous. Release the radioactive cloud.
"Release the robot Richard Simmons."
Oh god, the robot Richard Simmons.
Oh, you're doing it.
Smithers, it's out of control. I'll get it, sir.
I'll take him out, sir.
It just heals. It doesn't die.
Just two
Like the
wit behind
T-1000.
Then try us.
Oh,
Now, this is
Pete,
probably what I like-
Pete, don't be so hard on yourself.
This is probably what I like best about this particular area, where we had Pete as a standalone boss, and he actually made something pretty impressive of himself. His ability to change venues. Every time that he changed venue, I felt the need to say, "Exit stage left." Or was it exit stage right? No memory. What do you think, Ollie? You enjoying yourself?
Yeah. Don't make me assume the Valor form.
Ollie, assume the Valor form.
No, not the valid form.
Doesn't look like there's any need to right now.
Oh, it was exit stage left.
Oh, Pete, you didn't even warrant this. You didn't even warrant the Valor form. He knows nothing of it.
I wonder if Pete would be just happier if he just stayed there, you know, black and white area, sailing the river.
Perhaps he would have.
I'm not entirely convinced Pete is actually that evil, to be honest. Even if he does make a good standalone boss fight.
I would love to hear Pete's voice come out of Bowser,
Yeah.
because that's a good fit.
Yeah. Huh.
It serves you right. Ow, 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 ow.
Oh, my voice. Oh well, he's dead now.
Yeah, and stay out.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus, Pete got himself a massive fucking chin.
I would have thought I would have got invited to those other 2 broadcasts you did before this one, but to be perfectly honest, I'm glad I missed the one in the 100 Acre Wood.
Going on here? Who was that creep
Oh, the
anyway?
one in the 100 Acre Wood isn't that bad.
That creep was
You're only in it for
found-
like 5 minutes.
Sora, it's a secret.
Secret?
It's
What
the most
kind of
loveliest place in
secret?
Kingdom
never
Hearts.
mind. Sorry I put you guys
Maybe
through all
that's why I
that
found it
trouble.
boring.
And to show you my appreciation, I'll let you pilot my steamboat. Best little craft on the river. My deckhand Mickey's late anyways.
Yeah, Pete's a nice guy, I think.
Too bad he becomes an asshole later.
Yeah. I'm now right now thinking about Steamboat Itchy from Itchy and Scratchy.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
if Pete comes in, turn around and gun him down with a Tommy gun,
now,
then
to
put
be
him
fair, that was the
headfirst into
collaboration
toilet.
between Scratchy and Itchy, and that was the first one.
Donald.
Yeah, but the name of the
Shot him
episode
in
is
the, to be fair, he shot him in the knee. To be fair, he shot him in the kneecaps, so he'd end up crawling, and then led him into the coal fire and cooked him.
It's a Tommy gun, either way works.
It's still kneecapping him.
Oh, me? Oh, my. What do you suppose is the funniest Itchy and Scratchy? I mean, it's certainly dried up over the years. I'm torn between...
I like the one where it just has Itchy and Scratchy and his son playing catch, and then Itchy and his son come by on a combine harvester and just like slash them up and then use their head as support.
I'm torn
Pinocchio
between...
made me laugh.
Because of your
What?
bravery, the
Pinocchio made me laugh.
Pinocchio.
And don't you lie.
I hope you didn't do anything dreadful while you were there.
Just the timing on that was hilarious.
I'm torn between Scratched Asia and Planet of the Aches, I think. Itchy had evolved into a super intelligent breed of mouse
Daisy is Donald's
with
very special
telekinetic abilities.
Really?
That they use said telekinetic abilities to just throw objects
Donald,
Bladed
you forgot about our
objects.
date again.
and
You
slice
better have a good
Scratchy.
excuse this time.
Oh wait, no, I know what my favourite one is. The
I
one where
know
they
it's an
first show the
important
Flanders
mission,
family, the
but you
Itchy
could
and
at
Scratchy
least check in
cartoons,
every
and it's just
once in a while.
a baby Itchy, then grabs the milk bottle, smashes it, and then uses it to stab Scratchy, and then steal his TV. He's like, why? My only son.
Donald?
Oh,
Why did the mouse slash kitty? What's that coming out of Kitty's ears? Oh, that's just raspberry jam. Dad, should I pull Rob with a sharp thing the way the mouse did? No, Todd. No, sirree, Bob.
Oh god, remember the fire safety thing they did with them, where they had the stunt pants and it just doesn't put the fire, and the fire just doesn't go out.
yeah.
I don't want to break character, but these stunt pants are becoming really toasty. Start, drop, and roll, Ned. It's not stopping it. The flames are just spreading.
What I like is when they when Bart and Milhouse got into their house and they went into the panic room. He says, "We'll be safe inside our fortress when they come. We'll be safe from creeps and killers when they come. Unless they have a blowtorch or a poison gas injector, then I don't know what'll happen when they come."
Daisy, we need Donald for just
Oh,
a
and when
little
Lisa
longer.
said Lisa became
How
a
much
Buddhist.
longer?
I am a Buddhist. My Satan's senses are tingling. Into the root cellar, boys. When can we come out?
Don't you
Well,
worry,
maybe
Queen Millie.
never.
We'll
Yay!
Please tell the king that we're still looking for him.
I will.
Oh, do you remember the
Yes, sir.
Canadian Ned
Think
Flanders?
wisely.
Yeah, the one that likes weed.
Hey, you want to puff on a reeferino? It's legal here. They warned me Satan would be attractive.
Oh, wisdom form, not mystic form.
Mystic form, that sounds like that crappy Power Rangers series.
What? The Mystic Force thing?
Yes. It had some redeeming qualities, but I just can't get around the fact their uniforms had capes.
What about the fact that Rita Repulsa was there, but as a good guy, but as a good person?
I could almost get around that because at least she was serious in ways.
Even though she still did the whole "you're giving me such a headache."
Yes, I can still get around that because she was serious.
I suppose. I still love it when they got Kimberly and she acted just like her and was very spot on.
Yeah.
When they kidnapped Kimberly and tried to basically make her Zed's wife or something, and dressed her just like Rita, so she did the voice perfectly and started beating them off. For once, I feel bad about this. My magic was too good.
Who destroyed the Colosseum?
Oh, that was the Hydra.
Oh, of course it was.
Ah, yes. In this game, they managed to get Hercules' original voice actor.
Yeah.
Had to happen.
And we have the return of Auron.
I keep forgetting. What's he from? I shouldn't keep forgetting.
He's from Final Fantasy X.
The only good character in that game.
Okay, I thought Waka was fun.
He was a racist stereotype.
I liked Riku.
If you had to punch one of those two, which one would it be?
I'd punch the red one into the blue one.
Well, the blue one's voiced by Max Headroom.
I think I'd kick the blue one into the red one in hopes that his pointy nose will impale the red one.
So where are we going after the tournament then, guys? Port Royal or Atlantica?
Port Royal, we're not doing goddamn Atlantica unless you want to do a Guitar Hero shit.
Sorry, Sam, you were breaking up there. Did you say Atlantica?
No, I said not Atlantica.
Atlantica it is!
Don't do it! Don't do it! You'll kill everybody! No, I don't do it! Kill everybody!
It has to be done eventually.
Yes. Are you just doing that whole thing where Ned's trying to tell Homer not to do these things and he keeps cutting out the vital parts? Don't do it! Don't do it! You'll kill everyone! Do it! Do it! Kill everybody! Sure is taking me a long time to push this button.
Homer, fall backwards! Makes 3 attempts to push the button and then finally his tongue lands on it and he just goes, "Oh, you stupid son of a..."
Jack Yardley, it's time you get what's coming to you. Your Frisbee.
Cool.
Oh, what about Catholic heaven versus Protestant heaven? I want to speak to Jesus. Fine, he's over there. Put me down. Stop. I'm going to tell.
I think that episode showed just how much of a hypocrite Marge Simpson really is.
Of course she's a hypocrite.
I mean,
Homer
the Heretic.
A picture of her was used at one point with the... Now, I don't want to sound like a terrible person, but because this offends this offends me and only me, I don't think anyone should be allowed to enjoy it.
I think that was the wrestling episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mixed martial arts. Cause I don't want to be a killjoy, but I think that because this is not to my taste, no one else should be able to enjoy it.
I don't know if you
That's
can
a
call that
disturbing amount of people.
And then it's just that episode where Bart turned Catholic. I mean, you have to remember Homer the Heretic, where Marge says, "Please don't make me choose between my man and my God because you just can't win." Well, she's asking Bart to choose between his mom and his god, and she expects to win.
Oh man, Home of the Heretic episode pissed me off.
Really?
Yeah, it's because, well, if Homer does not want to go to church, don't let him go to church.
Admittedly, I'm as faithful as I'm quite faithful, but then again, I probably wouldn't have gone to church in that particular weather condition. I mean, there was a polar bear in their back garden. And Marge came back with the cold.
And I saw the steamed hams thing where it was just Metal Gear Solid. It was, and the one where it was edited like it was Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I just saw that one today.
And you see the one where it's just Skinner, and there's no Superintendent Chalmers.
No.
Skinner's gonna need his medication. They just edited out Superintendent Chalmers, so he's just talking to himself.
Does anyone remember that one episode where Skinner has his own Western theme song?
Also, remember the one where he gets mad at Bart Rock because he doesn't, because of the whole Valentine's Day thing, and he just flashes back and he has a Vietnam flashback that fucks him up. Johnny! Wow, I broke it. And also I watched the one where Bart's playing hooky, and he just does that Terminator thing where he just walks into the sea, into like the river, and just comes out the other side.
Oh my god, he's like some non-giving up school guy. I remember the other Vietnam moment that Skinner's done.
Yeah, that's why I don't like the Principal and the Pauper thing, because it just undoes all of his Vietnam shit.
Yeah.
I think nowadays they just pretend that never happened.
We were at a steaming Mekong Delta when an overheated private lifted up his uniform to reveal a shirt with a ironed on mad slogan, up with miniskirts. We all had a good laugh, though I didn't quite understand it. But a momentary lapse of concentration allowed Charlie to get the drop on us. I spent the next few years...
Fire can be our servant, whether it's cooking delicious s'mores or raining on Charlie.
I spent the next 2 years in a POW camp, forced to subsist with a thin stew made of fish, vegetables, prawns, coconut milk, and pork sandwiches. I came close to madness trying to find it here in the state, but they just can't get the spices right. You know, someone on YouTube who has this cooking thing has actually made that. He's figured out how to make that. He also worked out how to make Homer's patented out of this world space age, out of this world moon waffles. He describes Homer's version as a burrito from hell. And naturally, of course, he improved upon it because it was actually disgusting.
I like to see someone make the Flaming Homer.
Well, he hasn't made that, but he did make the hot cocoa from the Simpsons movie. He determined that it's actually better to stick the biscuit into the marshmallow rather than stick the marshmallow on with whipped cream, because whipped cream doesn't bond to it well enough.
Of course it doesn't, it's whipped cream.
You just lost yourself for custody. Oh, fuck it.
Look at all of them.
My diagnosis?
Oh no, we're gonna start from match 1.
Oh god, no.
Oh, Ollie.
This is the button where it was originally highlighted was the word quit. Ollie, did you get any temptation to just do that?
You're weak, Ollie. I never needed to quit in my life. I bet you can't even lift Reese Witherspoon over your head, can you?
I remember Homer's idea of improving business at the bowling alley. He has that shotgun. Make Dad tell the story right. That's what really happened.
Bowling, get your bowling here.
My publicity stunt attracted a record number of police and fire officials, but few stayed to bowl. Oh, do you remember when he messed up the Bill of Rights?
Yeah, it's by licking off the bit that forbid cruel and unusual punishments.
Beautiful. It's just, oh don't worry honey, it's just to pay off your father's debt for breaking a priceless national treasure. Never thought I'd have to say that again. I think that's probably my favourite Marge Simpson line. Never thought I'd have to say that again. You never think you have to say it the first time.
That's a fine looking pay-per-view. Why doesn't mine look like that?
You know, this is technically a sort of form of tournament, so we could probably be doing wrestling commentary at this moment. If we felt like it. I mean, I wouldn't. I'm not an expert in that.
By God, Sora's got a key. That car is going crazy. It has a family of Ford Focuses.
Oh, technically I just keyed a car.
Sweet Jesus, Ola's a criminal. Sora is a goddamn criminal, and he ain't gonna face any kind of repercussions.
Wouldn't that be, don't you mean juvenile delinquent? I don't know what that thing is, but it appears to be doing a hammer strike!
Dear God, it's a 3-on-2 handicap match. But you know that the two challenges here are bigger, and whether or not that power is actually gonna do a damn thing.
Oh, in a week or so, it's the Royal Rumble. Sorry, slip of the tongue there. I meant to say Royal Rumble.
Yeah, are you doing an impression of Martin, or is the Royal Rumble actually on the way?
It is in about a week, isn't it?
How do you know it's going to be as bad as that one, when was it? The one where Roman Reigns won?
I think that's 2015.
15, yeah. So we know it's going to be as bad as that one?
Well, we know that Roman isn't going to win it, but even so, the fact they've made predictable television. I mean, the fact Roman I still love the fact that Roman got owned completely by Kenny Omega when it came to, like, the whole... You can say he's the best performer on the planet, because it gets him attention, only based on the fact that everyone knows how ridiculous what he says sounds.
Meanwhile, Daniel Bryan is kicking everyone in the face! Quite!
Meanwhile, Omega is kicking Jericho in the face with his knees. Bang!
It's a good job he's not an octopus, otherwise he'd be beating everybody up. And now there is furry art of Daniel Bryan as an octopus. Thank you, JBL. You've made the internet a much darker place.
Not that the internet needs that.
Oh, believe me, Ollie, things can always get worse. I'm going to be honest, this particular year has not been sold on me, and it's only just started.
Well, good news is Trump has cancelled his visit to the UK.
That's good.
Unfortunately, he hasn't cancelled his presidency yet, so doesn't really matter.
Oh, don't worry, they'll do that for him soon. Like, the collusion with Russia is pretty much proven. It's just...
We're going to have to wait until the next election anyway.
By which point the damage will have already been done and it won't really make much difference.
I think the fact
And
that
we
they're
need-
offering it that Oprah Winfrey might be running for president is worrying.
Oh, no.
Whose side's she on?
I don't know.
Well, she'd be a Democrat, but...
You see, it's like I said, it can always get worse.
No, Oprah Winfrey isn't worse. It's just, you know, this. I was afraid this would happen. We have reached the point where people are confusing better than Donald Trump with good.
Yes. You know,
Oprah
this is
Winfrey
actually-
may well be a better candidate than Donald Trump. That does not make her a good candidate.
Well, The Rock's trying to run for president as well.
Who?
The Rock.
Oh, for God's sake. Look.
Look, last time we had someone who was a movie star as the president, he got dementia and things went all kinds of wrong.
The Rock with dementia does sound funny.
Ollie, just remember this. When Ronald Reagan was in power, he started the Star Wars project. It took until Obama got in to cancel it because it didn't fucking work in the 1980s and they never took money away from it. They were
Nice
still
lady.
paying thousands and thousands of dollars for literally a program that didn't work for almost 2 decades.
Nice lady. Pity I'm only screwing her country.
Oh, Reagan. Why don't we just give the Russians the Star Wars technology? Why the hell would you do that, Ed? Because it doesn't work anyway. Have you seen the one where Ronald Reagan dressed up as Darth Vader?
Yeah.
So, you did it again, Gorbachev. Gorbachev refused to admit that Darth Vader was his father. Well, Gorbachev refused to accept that Reagan was his father and declined the offer to join the dark side of the Force.
Someone snoring?
No?
Nope.
Oh yeah, it's changing voice actors for these two.
I wonder if it'd be amusing if they had Team 4-star voiceovers for this.
Well, maybe. Yuffie here is now voiced by Mae Whitman, aka what's her name? Katara from Avatar. Yeah.
Is it the Avatar I like or the Avatar other people like?
A bit more specific.
Well, the Avatar I like isn't a Japanese anime. Let's put it that way.
There is no Avatar that is a Japanese anime.
What is it?
No, it's American.
Oh, I got confused. Well, I like the one with survey suits. Let's leave it at that.
So the crap one then.
Well, I guess that is kind of what I said, isn't it? I don't see how you can call it crap though. I don't see why anyone can call it crap.
Because it's made by James Cameron.
Okay. Done surprisingly well by James Cameron by your logic.
Yeah, but he's all about the CGI now,
Nothing wrong
not
with
about the
that.
story.
The thing to do is to enjoy it for what it is. If you wish to enjoy it, I for one choose to enjoy it. One moment, please. It's because people tend to talk in the background. I can't get my point across.
What? I don't get what. What?
Oh, sorry. That was good. That was.
Anyways, well done,
What
Ollie.
was?
Oh, nothing. It's just I think it was Jack's mom in the background. That's all.
With my dad, actually.
Oh.
What? Wait, what?
My
What-
hearing
what-
is-
what
my
are you guys-
headphones are really bad. Basically mentioning, telling, I think he was telling Jack to keep the noise down and not shout, and then saying, well, I have to keep shouting because people talk in the background and I can't get my point across. And then he said, well, maybe they're talking over you because they don't care about your points.
Do you?
Oh.
I have no words for that. That's just funny.
Well, I gotta be honest, my dad doesn't really think that much of you people.
Well, I don't think much of anyone.
Alright,
Yeah, I
that's
can't really
all.
like you about that. He doesn't really like you.
Yeah, I
No,
don't care.
this is not news to me.
Yeah, it's kind of been that way for everyone I've been in a long distance friendship with.
Look, my family. Look, if it makes you feel any better, I'm sure it won't. My family hate literally everybody I know.
I think it's quite a normal thing.
Yeah, it's just kind of a thing. Parents just generally tend to hate their kids' friends. It's just kind of a thing that happens.
I wouldn't know about. I wouldn't say that. I mean, Mum likes. My mum. My mum respects Ollie.
Right. So, where to, guys? Port Royal or Atlantica?
Well, not Atlantica.
Atlantica.
Should we try Atlantia to get it out of the way with?
Yeah, do Atlantia, but I'm just going to keep saying don't do it, just so it's funnier when you don't do, when you just do exactly what I tell you not to. So don't go to Atlantica.
Go to Atlantica? Alright.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll kill everybody.
Do it. Do it. Kill everyone.
I would have said bore everyone. Oh, the drones.
This isn't my ship.
Yeah, because your ship isn't the size of a galaxy.
Oh yeah, it's Chip and Dale.
You have a ship the
Therefore,
size of a galaxy, you need a ship to go through it.
Seriously, fuck Chip and Dale. Monterey Jack has a serious drug problem and they don't care.
Chip and Dale here are voiced by their respective voice actors from Rescue Rangers.
Seriously, Monterey Jack has a cheese addiction and they don't help him.
Well, there are more important things like who's going to get Gadget.
I do like the drones.
Yeah. The wingman.
You sick bastard.
Excuse me a moment.
Well, that's what the show was pretty much about. Just two brothers fighting over a girl.
Yeah.
Even though she already had a sight set on Chip.
Isn't it weird that the Chip and Dale theme happens to sound very much like the MacGyver theme?
Pretty much, yeah.
MacGyver.
The best thing about me, Mr. Anderson, is that there are dun. Oh yeah, Ollie, the Dissidia open beta's been put up.
Oh, is it out now?
No, the beta is out. The beta is up, but the game isn't out till the end of the month.
But could I download that?
Yes, you can. I'm
All in
downloading
favour
it
of
right now.
ditching this and streaming that instead?
Nay. No, because it's going to take look, it's taken me half the day just to download the damn thing, and that just moved me down for connection and everything, but still. It's the fact that I've seen a bit of the story, and it seems like Sephiroth and Cloud and everyone else are going to team up in it.
Right.
Well, in the
An uneasy
trailer,
alliance.
well, no, apparently Sephiroth mentions at one point while they're fighting, eventually our goals will align, and then it shows the warriors of Cosmos and Chaos side by side fighting something. Because I don't know if you paid attention to the games, but the thing that was controlling everything was Shinryu. Basically, Shinryu was the one who was resurrecting everybody because they wanted to power up Chaos enough for him, Cosmos, and Sid to basically take back their homeland, which they'd all been banished from. However, he couldn't bring back people. Shinryu could not bring people back if they'd gotten too many of their memories back, of which Cloud and Sephiroth were way too close, or if they were killed by something other than one of the other warriors, which is why Yuna, Lightning, Tifa, and everyone else didn't come back. Because they were killed by mannequins, whereas, everyone else was killed by either each other or, in Sephiroth's case, he killed himself. To gain more knowledge, and then, of course, the deal with Shinryu and Sid was completed by the 13th cycle, but this Dissidia apparently is happening several years after the original. So everybody keeps their memories, although Noctis has been introduced, and they've already shown how he's introduced into the story.
Right.
Lightning finds him and tries to explain to him that he's a first-timer, and trying to explain, look, you're going to be dragged into this thing,
the
sorry.
night sky is so beautiful.
But apparently it's different. And it's going to affect gameplay, so that's a thing. It's
Here's
Antoine.
Antoine.
Quick, don't cook anything with margarine.
To live where you are. What would I pay to stay here beside you? What would I do to see you smiling at me? Where would we
Ariel has never once had a voice actress change.
Is his speaking voice actress and her singing voice actress the same person?
Yes.
Because that's not always the case in Disney films, is it?
Not always, but in this case, yes, it is. It's funny because
if the upcoming live-action Mulan doesn't feature Donny Osmond singing a song in the training camp, I'm not interested.
Girl rescued me.
Like, he doesn't even have to be playing the general. He could just be Donny Osmond as himself in Ancient China for some reason.
Do you know who played him in the Mandarin and Cantonese version?
Jackie Chan, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Did you know that Eric's original voice actor was, before Antoine's voice actor, was actually the voice of the 90s Spider-Man.
Sora, Donald, Goofy.
Oh, hi there.
Forget how to swim already?
Kinda, I guess.
Then you boys got to practice. You follow Flounder. He'll show you what to do.
Come on, Sora, you can do it.
It's this again.
Yeah.
Let's just get through this.
I kind of miss when he was just courting Bunny. Sup, Sugar Twan?
I remember when he tried to get with Sally.
Yeah, he was always trying to get with Sally, though. That was basically his entire character arc in Satan. Though in the comics, he eventually claims that that was just misguided. It was just misguided loyalty.
Hmm.
I mean, they also changed the fact that his hair was a wig.
Yeah. It's kind of funny just listening to Rob Paulson, trying to act like a ladies' man.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, in the comics though, at one point he tried to pretend he was a lot more dangerous than he actually was to try and impress his father.
Yeah.
Not realising there was a load of contradictions in everything he said.
You have to remember, this is the same voice actor who did the voice of Pinky in Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah. And he was one of the Animaniacs, wasn't he? Yakko, I believe.
Yakko, yeah. And he was also the voice of Raphael in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, he did the voice of Donatello.
Oh yeah, I think you've got to constantly keep leaving and coming back to Atlantica. I think that's the annoying part.
Yeah. Because you need to get like a certain item just to continue.
I think you need Thunderger.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Swing this way, we'll dance and we'll play. Now it's very easy, come on and just take a chance and shake a feet.
Let the music move you, you can do it!
Don't be shy, let the music inside and dance, dance.
Yeah, and only like 3 of the original voice actors came back for this in the Little Mermaid bit.
Swing this way, we'll dance and
Oh.
we'll play. Now it's very easy, come on and just take
Yeah,
a
and
chance
that's
and shake a
Ariel,
feet.
Triton, and Ursula.
How exciting!
See the sign, can you reach it in time? And tap, tap, tap.
Yeah, that's Simba!
Swing this way, we'll dance.
Though Triton hasn't appeared in anything else since his voice actor died.
And if you can't reach the target, use magic!
It's all the same if you've got steady aim. Just zap, zap, zap.
There, you got the rhythm now!
Swing this way, we'll dance and we'll play. Now it's very easy, come on and just take a chance and shake a feet.
Sebastian here is voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, the guy who did the voice of Goro in the live-action Mortal Kombat movie.
You can do it, keep going!
Swing this way, we'll
That's
we'll play. Now it's very
odd
easy,
to
come on and
think
just
about.
take a chance and shake a feet.
Yeah.
What about the bubbles?
Just a touch, cause it won't take too much to pump.
He was also the second... He was the guy who did the voice of the Joker after Mark Hamill
One!
Swing this way, we'll dance and we'll play. Now it's very easy,
in
come on and
the
just take a
Batman
chance and shake a
cartoon.
Drum solo, here's the sign, give him the cue!
Count you in so we'll know to begin to drum, drum, drum.
Now the cues are up to you!
Swing this way, we'll dance and we'll play. Now it's very easy, come on and just take a chance and shake a feet.
Here's your big moment, make him cheer!
Don't dilly-dally, it's your big finale. Sha-la-la.
You made quite a splash! That was fantastic!
Swing this way, we'll dance and we'll play. Now it's very easy, come on and just take a chance and shake a feet. Swim along, just join in the song. A musical for everyone to have a lot of finny fun.
Now let's leave and not come back for a very long time.
Sounds legit. Let's leave this horrible land and never return.
On second thoughts, let's not go to Atlantica. It is a silly
Silly
place.
place. If we could do the Knights of the Round Table song, it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah. Do you think they'll do something like this again in the third Kingdom Hearts?
King Triton.
I hope
Possibly.
I certainly hope there hasn't been a need
Except
to
it
use
won't
the
be
Keyblade of
Atlantica.
Nope, everything's fine. Not a Heartless in sight.
Your Majesty, our guests, they want to sing in the musical.
Well, that sounds like a splendid idea. We may need your help after all. You see, I'm afraid Ariel's still infatuated with the human world. A busy rehearsal schedule might be just the thing she needs to stop thinking about life up on the surface.
She's infatuated with Antoine. Of all people.
And her father is the Nazi from the original producers.
Well, this is going to be real. French and the Nazis together? Oh,
that's the voice.
Speaking of Antoine.
I'm sure of it.
That's not how sound waves work.
Where are you hiding? I know you're the girl who saved me. Please, come out so I can thank you.
That voice, I've heard of it, surely. Hello? Where are you hiding? I know you're the girl who saved me. Please come out so I can thank you.
That girl's acting strange.
This has given me inspiration for like a future episode of Sonic the Jerk.
Oh,
Come on, we gotta keep rehearsing.
by the way, I'm working on a song parody.
I don't feel like it.
Okay.
It's about procrastination. It's a Tangled song parody. It's called When Will My Work Begin?
Idea, Sebastian. I know how to cheer Ariel up. Come on, follow me.
Basically, it's how every assignment I've ever got goes. Shit, it's due tomorrow. Looks like sleeping happening. Sam, are you still there?
I'm
Jack?
still here.
He's on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Unprofessional.
No, don't. I would go in.
Is it? Look, it's a statue of Antoine. Louis. You know, the sad thing, it's just sad. Antoine is always on the receiving end of everything.
Yeah.
And don't ask me how I know, but I have friends who say even in the porn of him, he doesn't get the good end of anything.
Yeah. And now it's off to Port Royal when none of the original actors came back.
Yeah.
And they all sound like poor imitations.
You know, on Stranger Tides, to this day remains the most expensive film ever produced. Oh, now that's more like it.
Monterey check.
Oh my god, Jack.
Jeez.
He has a problem.
He does, and no one will help him.
Let's go!
The only one who's willing to help him is Zipper. The fly.
Yeah.
That's not useful.
Jeez. I can't help it, mates. Whenever I think of cheese, my brain just snaps.
Oh god, someone sent me this picture that's just got this woman going, oh boy, I sure hope nothing ruins my day, and then a bunch of naked people that said anxiety, life and debt appear and start fucking.
My brother Adam does like to talk.
Everything alright, Jack?
Yeah.
Cool.
Isn't that the turtle from Terry Pratchett stories?
One of
I
Terry
think this
Pratchett's
is-
what?
Stories?
I think this is Square making a prediction about Disney buying Star Wars.
Well, someone was always going to get their hands on Star Wars eventually. George Lucas knew it would outlive him. He said as much when he sold it to Disney.
It's for the best.
I wonder how Sora would have fared if he actually fought these Heartless without the gun ship.
What do I suppose he would have had to do?
It'd be like going into space without a suit.
I mean, assuming he had a spacesuit, he probably could, but it would take him a long time. Which, of course, begs the question, why doesn't he just pilot the gummy ship into the world and then just exterminate all the Heartless from the sky?
You mean like a massive genocide run?
Yeah.
At this point, let's say he's currently in the skies, because this looks like more of an alien planet than in deep space.
Yeah.
Looks like the level designed for Bubsy 3D.
Oh, don't. It's bad enough that they've got a new Bubsy game out.
What could possibly go wrong?
And that is another character. That's another character Rob Paulson voiced.
He's also a character in a Batman comic. He's on Bugs Bunny. He gives wrong information. He's a snitch who gives wrong information, and when they walk away, he says, "You know, you stinker." Oh yeah, were those nuclear torpedoes always on the wings of your gummy ship?
No.
Hello, Pete.
Oh, hello, Pete. I'm a good few levels above them. I mean, I like that a Pirates of the Caribbean level exists, but...
I don't like the voice actors.
This place is
kinda
I
different.
mean, well, I like some of the voice actors, just not their imitations of the Pirates of the Caribbean characters.
Yeah.
They're bad.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I've just got to deal with the cat later.
Alright, in a bit, Sam.
Alright.
something's up.
Organization 13? I didn't know whether those screens were on the game or on the other end of one of the communications channels.
His name is Robert Paulson, Fight Club reference. Pete, the first rule of Fight Club is that you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club. The third rule of Fight Club is the same as the first rule, but not the second. The fourth rule of Fight Club is the same as the third and the first, but not the second. And you just talked about Fight Club, so you're out.
Aztec treasury?
Aye, and thanks to the curse put on it, we are neither among the living.
Oh no,
nor
it's the worst one.
Really? 'Cause you look like regular pirates to me.
Barbossa, voiced here by the guy who did the voice of Duff Killigan in Kim Possible.
Oh god.
Typical pirate voice.
Now I get what you were saying.
Not even close to Jeffrey Rush.
Well, if you see two doofuses and a brat
There'll
holding
never
a
be another
keyblade,
person to play
steer
Barbossa
clear.
other than
They
Jeffrey
got a
Rush.
kind of magic that don't
You better start
belong in this
believing in
world,
ghost
see?
stories, Miss
And
Turner.
nobody knows what
You're
it'll do
in
to
one.
you. Especially when the moon's showing what you really are.
A match for Barbossa, you say?
What are you looking at?
See
Better
there?
work.
I knew it. Those are the punks I was telling you about.
I think your favourite line, Ollie, was when he pulls the
Donald,
knife out of his chest.
And don't you forget it.
I'm curious.
That we
After
won't.
killing me, what were you planning on
your
doing next?
tombstone, to be sure.
Good
Whoa,
question.
I like your style.
Man, half of you stay here and indulge these cullies. The rest, bring me that medallion.
Aye.
I like that they adapted the
we only get to stomp
soundtrack.
on a few of you?
Yeah, yeah.
I like how they got the powers about right. Yeah. Are they all dead? I'm not sure.
I didn't like that the American censorship stuck their oar in and had pirates use crossbows instead of pistols.
Aye, what do you
Yeah.
2 days till showtime. Well, break a leg, Pete.
You best be
Yes.
saying your prayers.
Preferably
I mean,
yours.
that's-
They can see you. Stay away from their magic. What for? Weren't you
No, I'm just
listening to
being
me
mean.
before?
Hey, Pete, thanks for the tip.
Those crossbows are some full kid shit right there.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't necessarily like about in video games you've got flintlock pistols, and all of them seem to be seen to have additional shots, and flintlock pistols are technically single shot weapons. You'll only be able to use them once. Crossbows, we're probably using crossbows.
Yeah.
Do you think there'll be a Black Cauldron world in Kingdom Hearts 3?
I doubt it.
I'm somewhat
It's-
expecting that. I'm somewhat expecting there to be a Star Wars world now.
There won't
'Cause,
be.
Black Cauldron is like Disney, is like the animated film that Disney regrets.
Right.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Pete says there should be.
Just because things should be, Pete, doesn't mean they will be.
Yeah, because when I went to Disneyland, I looked around for some Black Cauldron stuff, but there weren't any. Everything else was there.
Did you ask around?
I did, but I didn't get a straight answer.
Oh, apparently, if someone at Disneyland tells you to have a Disney day, that's their way of telling you to go fuck yourself.
Well, we didn't hear that.
Yeah,
We
'cause
must be good.
They're not allowed to break character at all, and they have to smile all the time. But, you know,
Of course, yeah.
that's going to be annoying. So, I heard a rumour that when they really don't like a person, they say, have a Disney day. Which basically is code for go fuck yourself.
We'll deal with them.
The one who I feel sorry for is the woman in the red dress in the Terminator ride at Universal Studios. She has to go in every day, smile, and say, super! That's a good sick.
I'm sure they're paid very well for it, though.
The one
Yeah.
is when the audience says super along with it, they get the immediate impression they're taking the mic off.
Yeah. The only character there that I had my photo taken with was Captain America.
Ah.
Yeah, when I shook hands with him, he nearly crushed my hand.
Wow.
Here's an idea. Send Braun Strowman to Disneyland and have him meet Gaston.
Push-up contest.
Oh god, Scott Steiner versus Gaston in a push-up contest.
Dear.
Ah, baddest son of a bitch on the planet. Ah.
No one's a bigger son of a bitch than Gaston.
I'm just imagining them doing, because I've seen the Gaston, the people at Disneyland, and they play the character pretty damn well.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining Scott Steiner would show off his muscles just to spite them. I got arms bigger than Gaston's ass.
I don't think Scott Steiner would make it through the front gate.
I think Gaston would probably resort to using a blunderbuss. Now, there's something you don't often see in pirate-themed games anymore.
I mean, it's no wonder Gaston returned home from the war. He's the only person in that time period that owns a semi-automatic blunderbuss.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen the new Beauty and the Beast. Neither have I, so don't feel bad about it. Don't particularly want to.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's alright.
It's alright.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
It's alright. I still prefer the original.
Yeah. I think it's nostalgia, really, but I just enjoy it more.
I don't think live action as an aesthetic lends itself well to the household objects. They look uncanny.
They do.
Well, they're doing a live-action Little Mermaid, but it's not a remake of the original story. In fact, I'd say it's totally different.
I watched the one where Gaston gets constipated.
Those pirates kidnapped my swan and took her to their
no
ship.
One gets constipated.
And I'll never be able to find her.
Then she's long
Whose
gone.
shit would remain in
Black
his ass
Pearl
for
is
all
nigh
time.
uncatchable. Best find yourself another girl, mate.
Oh no.
Gaston went to home.
You?
Awful.
What are you doing
Well,
about the
Gaston
interceptor?
probably just say, oh, it just
She's
doesn't
off
want to
limits
leave.
to civilians.
I wouldn't want to
Fortunate
leave
that I'm
me.
going to commandeer her then.
It's
Make a fine pirate ship.
James Arnold Taylor as Jack Sparrow.
James
Captain
Arnold Taylor
Jack
as Jack
Sparrow,
Sparrow.
please.
Yeah, the guy.
He's an inferior.
The guy who did the voice of Tidus in Final Fantasy X.
So you mean Mr.
And your debt's repaid.
himself is playing
You'll
Jack?
have to win.
Yeah.
That's not an example of bad voice acting. The laugh was fake and forced in the concept of the
I
fiction.
know it was, but that's what he will be forever associated with, Ollie.
I mean, don't get me wrong. James Arnold Taylor is a great voice actor. He does many great impressions, but this is not one of them.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sparrow.
Captain Sparrow.
I'm Sora. This
It's
is
not the
Donald
only
and Goofy.
Johnny Depp role he did.
I'm Will Turner.
That will be short for William, I imagine.
He also did the voice of Willy Wonka in the video game adaptation.
Well then, Mr.
Oh,
Turner,
good
you
lord.
get us ready to make way. I have some effects to liberate.
But luckily, this is
But hurry!
the only time James Arnold Taylor ever did voice Captain
Of
Jack.
course not.
You know, I think Johnny Depp has voiced
What do
Captain
you
Jack
make of
Sparrow
this,
in
Will?
video games before.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
see why
We
they
just
couldn't have
met
got
him.
him to do it in this. I mean, it's Disney. Surely they could have
think my
afforded
luck's
him.
about to change.
I think because he was busy at the time shooting the second film.
Oh. It would have been worth the wait if they could get him into this.
Yeah. So this was the only time James Arnold Taylor voiced Captain Jack Sparrow, and then he was replaced by someone else years later.
They had a Pirates of the Caribbean World's End video game. I wonder if he did that. He certainly sounded like he did.
You can release me.
It's probably the new guy.
You have your trinket. I'm of
Oh,
no
have you
further
seen the
value
original
to you.
Willy Wonka yet? Nope.
This is no trinket, Missy.
Wait, Ollie's never seen the original Willy
Wonka.
Wonka.
Aztec gold.
No, I
One
haven't.
of 882 identical pieces.
God
They
damn it,
delivered in
Ollie.
a stone chest
Come on,
to
Ollie.
Cortez
You've got to
himself.
watch it. That's the best
I hardly
version.
believe in ghost stories anymore.
Even though
Captain
Roald Dahl
Barbossa.
didn't like it.
That's exactly
Come on, I mean,
what
how
thought.
can you
Buried on
understand
an
Black
island of
Willy
dead,
Wonka
but
until
cannot
you've
be
seen
found
the
except for
original
those
Willy
who know
Wonka?
where it is. Find it, we did. There be the chest. Inside
This
these
is where I
gold.
stand
And
before
we took
sit
'em all.
before
We
in between
spent 'em
making
and
chocolate
traded 'em
and
frittered 'em
caramelizing
away
people who
on
disagree
drink
with my
and
beliefs.
food and pleasurable company. The more we gave
There's
away,
no worldly
the
way
more
of
we came to
knowing.
realise the drink
What
would not satisfy,
we are
and
flowing.
food turned to ash in our mouths. We are cursed men, Miss Turner.
You know what
Compelled
I'm
by
going to
greed
do?
we were,
I'm
but
going to
now
the bush.
we are consumed by it.
How very sad for you.
Duff Killigan.
There is one way.
It says
to
you
end
get
our curse.
nothing.
All the scattered
You
pieces of the
lose.
Aztec gold
You stole.
must be gathered
Busy
and restored to the
lifting
stone
drinks.
chest.
Good day,
And the blood
sir.
of every soul who touched a piece
You
of the
monster.
treasure must be repaid.
Destroying the dreams of a little boy.
Miss Turner. For
You're
10
a
years
thief and
we've
a swindler.
searched every league of these waters. Every
I was a bit miffed about that scene. It's like, oh, shut up, Grandpa.
Grandpa, you literally just lay in bed for 20 for 50 years. Fuck you. You should be thankful that we even took you for exercise.
I think Willy Wonka made a justifiable point.
Dreaming of adventures in the high seas.
He specifically told you not to touch that, and you went ahead and did it anyway, so don't you dare call him a monster.
Oh no.
Willy Wonka isn't a monster until he's caramelised the insides of people who disagreed with his beliefs. Then he's a monster.
And he made them go through that tunnel with the chicken getting his head chopped off.
And the blood
Along
that's
with
to be
Johnny
repaid?
Depp, I'll say there was one thing I did quite. I think I quite liked his grandfather in that better than the original one.
Yeah.
I must admit. I mean, I just like the way he, after Augustus Gloop goes up the tube and he says, "Of course they would, joking. That boy will be fine."
Shows
While
us
Charlie's
for
not
what we
looking,
really
his
are.
expression changes.
We're not among the living.
Yeah.
And so we cannot
Well, if you saw the
die.
American Dad parody of it, where Augustus is dead and he's stuck in the tube, and he's still, you can just see him being pushed out while he's dead. His mum going, "Augustus."
You'd best start believing in
I
ghost
really
stories.
don't like that scene because he changes too early. It
You
ruins
see
it.
tonight, you're in one.
I just like it. It's just like in the original film, Augustus Gloop just falls into the chocolate, and his mum's like, "Oh, Augustus," and then Willy Wonka's like, "Oh, my chocolate." Who gives a fuck about the kid?
No, I wouldn't allow it. The case would be terrible.
Screw the fat kid.
What about my chocolate?
Of course, stop eating your finger, but I taste so good. There's another thing I did quite like about the Johnny Depp film, that in the end, Veruca Salt's father actually learned his lesson. Daddy, I want a flying glass elevator. Veruca, the only thing we can do is a bar, and that's final. I like how he learned his lesson.
I think the only downside to the Johnny Depp version was Johnny Depp.
I still like. Have you seen that the robot chicken thing of how he got the Oompa Loompas? How he just stole them from their lands.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8. Oompa Loompa. It's all in the hands, people. Oh, what's the matter? Is this dance too? Are you tired? Why don't you go take a load off? And then just as him pulled out the room, you hear a gunshot. Okay, everybody else. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oompa Loompa.
I still Uncle Lunkers. Tell
course
them
you
I
did.
hate them.
Asking questions in school is a great way to learn. If you try that stuff here, you will get your legs broken.
So, down and keep your mouth shut. Grunka lunka dunkity dot.
How told you you could sing? Hard ass. I heard that.
Drunka lunka dunkity don't go.
Shut the hell up.
So what you're telling me is that I could fire my work staff and hire Grunkalunkers at half the rate? That's right. They think they have a good union, but they don't. They're basically slaves. They're basically slaves. I love the way he says that.
I don't know the justification for this slur. I'm like, what? Milk comes from a cow's behind, and have you ever tried honey? Well,
No,
have you ever tried? Have you ever tried toothpaste? Whose behind does that come from?
Well, originally, the Oompa Loompas were going to be played by short black men,
We have
Oh,
returned.
God, Lord.
Save for this.
but then, as they were in the
The
book,
blood will be repaid.
But then, you know, but then they got complaints saying, look, we don't like the idea of a bunch of black men are slaves to a white man.
Yeah.
I suppose it does remind of a very bad time in the American history.
Yeah.
That is really, really bad.
Yeah. And they call, and you know why they called it Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory instead of Charlie in the Chocolate Factory?
Go on.
In case someone mistakes it for a Vietnam movie.
Oh wow.
The word Charlie.
Oh yes.
Viet Cong in a chocolate factory. I wonder what that would be like.
Flamethrowers and napalm.
And punch.
And Robin Williams on the radio.
I'm gonna try this wisdom form.
That would be unwise, Ollie. I never liked that form. I never worked well with it.
I want to level them all up, though.
Quick,
Ollie, if you're going to use that, you may as well act as though you're firing an automatic weapon.
We'll hold them off. Give us a sign when the ship's ready to sail.
Right. We'll light the signal fire.
For 1 minute. Dagger, 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 dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not.
I'm just trying to remember Will's voice actor here. I know that he's in anime, I know that. I just can't remember which one. I remember he was in Howl's Moving Castle as the prince at the end.
How are you killing them?
I thought that was Christian Bale.
No, that
Christian
he's
Bale
Howl.
played Howl. Yeah, that's hard to believe, but yeah, Howl was played by Christian Bale in Howl's Moving Castle.
And the guy I'm talking about was the prince that was all along the scarecrow.
Right.
Apparently you're not killing them.
Who was supposed to be the girl's true love, but she chose Howl, and he's like, oh well.
Yeah.
So he kind of took it in his stride, I guess.
Yeah.
And now, the blood will be repaid to free
He's
us
out
from this
betraying
curse
you.
forever.
You're supposed to be dead. Am I not?
For the opportune moment.
When it's of greatest
Didn't
profit
we
to
just
you,
rescue
May
her?
I ask you something?
Oh, it's a flashback, I get it.
Have I ever given you reason not to trust me? Stay here and try not to do anything stupid.
I did think that was a pretty good question, actually.
I know a guy who can do a really decent Jack Sparrow impression.
Yeah.
I try my best.
Gone by blood.
Put it
By
away,
blood
son. It's not worth you getting beat again. You didn't beat. You ignored the rules of engagement in a fair fight. I kill you. That's not much incentive for me to fight fair, then, is it?
Marpena.
Huh.
Oh look, blood in a Disney thing.
Did the coins bounce?
You, mate! Your father! Was your father William Turner?
Yeah.
No.
You missed your shot. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. He bloody missed.
What's going on?
Who brought this wench to us? She said her name
Oh
was
yeah, there's a
Turner.
humorous parody. Barbosa says that, and then Elizabeth drops to the ground because Jack missed and shot her.
No, there was actually a deleted scene, I think, where they did a whole thing. It was like, missed your shot. He didn't miss his shot. Yes, he did. He bloody
You there!
missed.
The medallion! After
Yeah,
them,
and I
you
think it would have added
ingrates.
to that if Elizabeth just went down.
Jockstrap Joe. He's had a cannon to Jockstrap's Jockstrap. That was another character of Ollie's.
No, it wasn't. I didn't come up with that.
I thought you came up with Jockstrap Joe.
No, that wasn't me.
Then who did?
I think you might have.
Oh yeah. It's still you. I mean, come on. It's just like Olios Johnsones or Marty McGregor or... Actually, I don't know any other wrestling personalities you've been.
The artist formerly known as Ollie.
Oh god, he isn't going to start wearing bondage gear and be led to the ring by Luna Vachon, is he?
What do you mean start?
Well...
What?
What do you mean start?
What do you call me? Are you trying to say something, Pete?
We
Is it
need
true?
the monkey.
You gave
Jack.
Barbossa my name instead of yours. Why choose my name?
I don't know.
Elizabeth.
Well, this is the only time we'll ever see Pirates of the Caribbean in Kingdom Hearts.
After
Yeah,
all
I
this
think
time,
there's a part 2
I
to the
lost it.
story.
it was a
Yeah,
gift
there
from
is
my
a bit.
father.
There is a bit later on where you
He
come
sent
back.
it to me.
Well, I mean only in this game.
Admittedly, I think I prefer the part 2 to this actual story.
Why did you
Well, you
take
never
it?
know, they might do another one based
Because
on the other Pirates of the
I was
Caribbean
afraid.
films.
That you were a pirate.
Something I would not
That
be
would have been
remotely
awful.
surprised of. I just wish they would get Johnny Depp to play
course.
Sparrow.
Don't you see?
Hmm.
It wasn't your
I don't
blood they
see your
needed.
ship, Captain.
It was my
I'm in
father's
the
blood.
market, as it were.
My blood.
The...
The blood
Well, they did the Tron movies.
of a pirate.
Both of them. And to be
Yeah.
honest, the remake one wasn't as
How
good.
the blazes did you get off that
did
island?
anyone see the
or the
movie?
movie.
When you sailed
Did
away
anyone
in
see
my
the
ship
movie
and ruined me
Tron?
on that
No,
godforsaken spit of land with not but a pistol and a single shot,
I mean, no.
you forgot one very important thing, mate.
Well, the Tron in this
Captain Jack
game
Sparrow.
is the original is the original actor.
I won't be making that mistake again.
Then what
Although
say you to putting the past behind
General
us,
Sark and
untying these
the
ropes, and
MCP
then we
are
negotiate
voiced by
the
Corey
return of
Burton
your
in this.
battalion, eh? What say you to that?
I thought they were rather
Seeing as how
convincing.
the Black Pearl's mine
Yeah,
now,
he's a good voice
letting
actor.
it go doesn't seem to fall within my interest.
Odd. I'm not actually concerned with
You
your
should join
interest.
me. We'd have made a
Give
great
me back
team.
The pearl.
You're very persistent,
All right,
Tron.
lock him in the brig.
I'm also better than you.
We're coming up on the interceptor. What do we do, Captain?
And
What do you
even
think,
though
you
Jeff
idiot?
Bridges wasn't in Dream Drop Distance, I'm glad they got Fred Tatasciore to voice him because he does a bang-on impression.
Will, look!
And that is the guy who did the voice of the Hulk in all the cartoons and Lego
I
games.
wonder what Jack would do.
I'm not sure. I suppose he'd run for it.
Sounds good to me.
Will!
He does the voice of Captain Hook as well.
Yeah, Corey Burton is Captain Hook as well, yeah.
We're just gonna have to
Oh, he
fight.
plays a lot of characters in these games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when Dustin Hoffman played Hook.
Yes, I think that, I've just realised something. This game, about this particular story, how does Will know how to sail a ship? You're not a military.
It just does.
You're a blacksmith.
Yeah, this Pirates of the Caribbean segment is rushed. Oh, and I think a lot of people agree this is not like the greatest bit in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. Although I think they did the immortality behind the Undead Pirates pretty well. sufficiently difficult to kill.
Yeah. I remember the Lego version.
I remember on Stranger Tides when Barbosa revealed that his peg leg had rum in it. But a knife. Better. I want one of those. Watch out for Grenado, Ollie.
Yep.
You know the pirate who threw the Grenados in Pirates of the Caribbean. Now he actually learned his name. He's called Jacobo. I figured it out from the Pirates of the Caribbean game Legend of Jack Sparrow. One Johnny Depp actually was the voice actor for Jack Sparrow. It was relatively good. I thought the game mechanics were a bit poor.
But it's the yes. Apart from Johnny Depp in that game, it's everyone else from this segment doing the other characters' voices.
Jack.
It's like, oh, for God's sake, get rid of Brian George. He sounds nothing like Jeffrey Rush.
Unless it's more important than their lives.
Barbosa!
She goes free.
All I can think of is Duff Killigan behind a mic.
Shoot. We can't die.
You can't. But I
You
can.
only got one shot. And
My name is Will Turner. My father was Bootstrap Bill Turner. His blood runs in my veins.
I can.
On my word, do as I say, or I'll pull this trigger and be lost at Davy Jones' locker.
Name your terms, Mr. Turner.
Release Elizabeth. And
Yes,
Sora.
slimy
And
bit.
Donald. And Goofy too.
Anything else?
Leave. Now.
Agreed.
Elizabeth.
Leave we shall.
Hide the rum.
But the Heartless stay.
No! Not good! Stop! Not good! What are you doing? You burned all the food!
No fair!
The shade! The rum! Yes, the rum is gone. Where is the rum gone? One, because it is a vile drink that turns even the most respectful gentleman into complete scoundrels. Two,
No, it doesn't. Alcohol doesn't turn anyone into anything else. If someone acts like an ass when they're drunk, they're an ass when they're sober. They just care enough not to act like it.
Whatever. The entire Royal Navy is out looking for me. Do you think there's even the slightest chance they won't see it? But why is the rum gone?
Yeah, I've always hated that excuse where like people say that alcohol makes you do things. No, it doesn't.
Clearly, you've never been to Singapore.
I don't think I need to have gone to Singapore.
No,
Oh,
not
God.
really. I was just doing another Jack Sparrow reference.
But, the crossbows aren't the only censorship in the game. In the original Japanese one, when you're fighting the Hydra, green blood gushes out of it. Whereas in this one, smoke comes out.
Apparently, the Hydra has vapor for blood.
And Zigbar's telescopic sight was changed from view with crosshair and black shading around the sides to 3 rotating circles.
Right.
Why do they have to remove a crosshair?
Yeah. The death of Axel is slightly edited. In the original Japanese version, he bursts into flames during his suicide attack, and the flames are consuming his body as he fades away. In the English version, the flames erupt around him and he fades away in smoke.
I may ask a question, what's actually the difference? I mean, incineration is incineration.
Yeah. And at Disney Castle, while chasing Donald around for missing a date, Daisy pounds him on the backside in the Japanese version, while she simply tells him off inaudibly in the English version.
I think I actually prefer that movie, to be honest.
In the Japanese version, when Jack Sparrow is stabbed by Barbossa, the sword sticks out of his chest as he staggers back into the moonlight. In the English version, the sword has been removed. Dialogue in Port Royal was also edited in the Japanese version. When Barbossa tells Elizabeth of their curse, he mentions lust and women, which is replaced by dialogue actually used in the movie, which says pleasurable company.
I think pleasurable company works better. Rush's choice of words, can't really argue with it.
Yeah. When Will Turner threatens to commit suicide, he aims the gun at his head in the Japanese version, while he just merely holds it at his side in the English version as he verbally threatens Barbossa.
We've just seen that.
Of course, yeah. Oh dear.
I don't like how they acted like children before the final confrontation.
Let's see.
Would you excuse me for a moment? I'm going to try and miss that cutscene.
Oh look, Ollie, it's another one of those.
Yeah. But we're running out of time to the 2-hour mark, and I want to try and
end this.
Yeah, get the world finished by the time we do.
Oh, that's it. The voice actor for Will Turner in this is called Crispin Freeman.
Oh, he voices Alucard.
Yeah. He also did the voice. He also voices Setzer in this game.
Ah.
Let's see. Oh, he also does the voice of Firefly in the Batman Arkham games.
Oh.
Let's see.
Now, let's be trying this again. The last of the Aztec treasure has been returned. And now, the blood will be repaid to free us from this curse forever. This time for sure.
This entire land just feels out of place.
Treasure, maybe?
Yeah.
Not possible.
Maybe the whole realism thing, but it just doesn't seem to fit.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Sora.
Well, I think he was only in the game because Pirates of the Caribbean was a hit in Japan.
Save the play acting for the nursery. After them.
Pretty much how is it in the last game?
No more play acting now.
Is it last game of this game? Chicken Little was in it.
Yeah.
Chicken Little was in this one.
Oh, the
Yeah,
because
because Chicken Little was only in this game because it was a hit in Japan.
I wondered what he was doing in this game.
Yeah.
When did Sora meet Chicken Little?
He was a summon.
You're a fool, Jack.
Yes, but when?
And he's given a summon at the beginning. He's like the first summon you get.
And they even got his voice actor to voice him. Zach Braff.
That's interesting.
From Scrubs.
Jack. Show yourself, Pete.
I do like the
tide
coin,
has changed.
the way it flips on his hand.
See? I told you you'd be needing old Pete.
I think they could have come up with a more impressive Heartless than just a another chameleon thing.
It's Clayton all over again. Except we don't have Brian Blessed.
Gorillas.
Gorillas!
A tiger in Africa?
Perhaps it escaped from the zoo. Doesn't seem likely.
Why can you teach us parrots in God Save the Queen? If you feel you must be.
It says you need to watch Pirates of the Caribbean again.
Watch it as many times as you wish. It is a decent film.
Do you know who they originally intended for Barbossa? Robert De Niro.
I can't really see it.
But fortunately, Robert De Niro turned it down because he says pirate films always flop.
Oh, I bet he was kicking himself.
He must have been kicking himself more than when Sega went, where it said, "Oh, Sony don't know how to do hardware."
Yeah.
New code, sign my ass up.
And Crystal Pepsi, don't forget that.
But when he saw what a hit it was, he immediately regretted it, and so he starred in Stardust.
Stardust is a good film.
Yeah.
Good enough.
It was like his response to not appearing in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Originally, Barbossa was going to be Italian.
Well, with a name like Hector Barbossa, I suppose it could be.
Yeah. But then I think Geoffrey Rush said he couldn't do an Italian accent, so he did like a typical pirate voice.
He did a very good pirate voice.
Right.
Yeah.
To surrender, Barbossa?
When spoken to, and ye will not lay a hand under those under the protection of parley. Aye, sir.
Well, enough of this.
Apologies, miss. There's a lot of long words in there, miss.
What say
We're
you
not
we
humble
call it
pirates.
a draw?
What is it that you want? I want you to leave
Jack,
and never
how
come
many
back.
times do I have to tell you?
I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request. Means no.
Laugh while you can, Barbossa.
That line always made me laugh. Oh god, that ending scene sucked.
Cold.
Sorry?
This ending scene, it sucks horribly.
Yeah, it doesn't. It does not capture the moment that it's adapting at all.
I mean, I like I like the fact that Jack says nothing when he shoots him. It's like he's saying, "I've been I've been speaking a load of nonsense throughout this entire film, but now I've got revenge at hand. I'm not saying anything. It's time to be serious."
That she is. Thank you.
Just shoots him,
Jack.
doesn't say anything.
I didn't want you hitting me again, mate.
I don't even think
Jack,
he was trying to beat
good luck.
Barbossa on the quick draw saving Elizabeth. I think he just wanted to
I'm
shoot
off.
him that badly.
Will!
Oh, this is the most awkward. Like, the animation looks really janky. This is the most awkward scene ever.
Good for them.
Oh,
Can't you just skip it, Ollie?
hey, Sora, how come your face is all red?
What? It is not red.
And the models from the world and the models from Kingdom Hearts anywhere else, like the art style is totally different. It doesn't gel at all.
It does feel a tad unnatural.
Much as I like Pirates of the Caribbean, I think it was the odd one out here.
Yeah.
I had higher expectations. I think I only really wanted to play Kingdom Hearts 2 because it had a Pirates of the Caribbean world. You can imagine my disappointment.
You know, for a minute there, I was afraid we were gonna lose Doc.
Now, I would love to see a wasteland world.
Yup, me too.
A wasteland world?
You know, from the Epic Mickey games.
Ah.
I wonder how Sora would fare in a Mad Max world. And you bet your life you could turn Immortan Joe into a Heartless. You're
Yeah.
probably halfway there.
Well, that was pretty well timed. We've hit the 2-hour mark upon finishing a world. I think now's a good time to end the broadcast.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Thanks for joining us, Pete and whoever else, mate. We will see you guys next time. Bye.